Illman, Mike Beer kicking off the 20-cent late pick 5 at Woodbine on Saturday with graded stakes action. Let's throw up the field for the grade 3 Selene. These are 3-year-old fillies going a mile and a 16th over Woodbine's Tapeta service. The one, Go to Go, big victory last time out at Churchill Downs on the turf. She is also a proven commodity on synthetic for Roger Attfield, Mike. I like the way she finished off her most recent run at Churchill.
Yeah, me too. She was pretty impressive winning that race. With it, it was a short field. She kept it in range. Best finish by far in there, though. Just a very easy win. I liked that effort from her, Dan. And she's also won on this surface going long. We'll see if she catches some pace to run into here because she is a horse who likes to sit and run.
That's a really good point, and it's a good segue for our Timeform US pace projector. And I agree with Timeform US. California Lily, the two, is stretching out in distance. And I would think her best chance is to go to the lead, as she did when she won around 2 turns over Turfway's Polytrack earlier this year. Danger, the 6, has a little bit of speed, but it'll be interesting to see how fast California Lily goes, because if she drops the anchor, it's a big advantage for the California Chrome filly.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, that's, certainly the trip that she got when she won at Turfway, going the 2-turn mile back in March, Dan. Just a pretty slow pace where nobody went with her, and she took advantage in there. But it does feel like she's the best speed in this race, too.
Taking a look at Mike's point, Go to Go, you see last on the Timeform US pace projector. She would need some pace, but she is in good form for a great trainer. Worked in 59 and change on the 4th of July. Let's watch California Lily's most recent race, the 6-furlong Star Shoot. She was cutting back considerably in distance off a 2-month layoff. She chased outside at a pretty big price, and she hangs on pretty well to be third. She's a little light on figures, but maybe what will mitigate that is if she does get to an easy lead.
Yeah, that'll be to her advantage. She still hasn't run back to that big 83 buyer she ran first time out, Dan. But I thought that she ran well in this race, as you mentioned on the cutback. That was a pretty good pace going on in there. She kept after it the entire way, took over. You saw her get run down by a closer at the end in there. I'm not so sure she didn't run the best race last time.
Our flash drive has ability and potential. The number 3 for Mark Cassie. This is a live oak stud homebred who ran twice at Saratoga last year on dirt, and maybe it was just a little bit too much too soon. Cassie put her away, and she made her 3-year-old debut in this race going 7/8 of a mile on June the 19th. And we see our flash drive. Yes, there was a fast pace for her, but she's on the outside. She seems a little bit green, but she readily goes by these horses, and she's going to go on to win pretty easily. She's going to figure this game out eventually.
Yeah, she is. This was a pretty impressive win, Dan. You could just tell that she was going to win from a long way out. It always looked like she had a lot of horse. She smoothly switched clear in the stretch, and she won that race very easily. As you pointed out, still a little bit green while doing so. I thought that was a real step in the right direction, and she has a distance pedigree. She is supposed to appreciate stretching out in distance for this.
Il Malocchio, the number 4, returns to the Martin Drexler barn. She has had an underrated career. She's already a stakes winner on turf. She's stakes placed on synthetic. She's stakes placed on dirt. We'll go back to her last race, an off-the-turf race during the Keeneland Spring Meet back in April. This is just a short field, Mike, and she kind of clumps her way up for second. Career best buyer of 74. She needs to move forward, but she wants distance, and she has shown a little ability in her career.
Yeah, she has. She's probably, as you put it, a little bit underrated. Has already run fine over the synthetic surface, so you don't really have to worry about that. And it feels like she's going to be an okay price in here over a distance she handles. I mean, I think there are things to like about her. I'm just not, personally, I'm not taken with any one of her performances so far.
Both of Sweet Super Sweet's victories have come on Tapeta, one at Woodbine, one at Presque Isle Downs. And I wonder if trainer Mike Trombetta was using the most recent race, a synthetic sprint, as basically a prep to stretch her back out in distance. She has to prove that she can get the distance, but that race she broke from the rail. She didn't break very well. She did some good things in there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought she ran fine off the layoff too. And I do feel like she's probably the kind of horse who was using that race as a stepping stone to get somewhere else. I mean, we already talked about that race, the California Lily race. The pace was fast. She was off it. She didn't really have any excuse in there, but she was racing on at the end.
Danger, the number 6, scored last time out at Turfway, gate-to-wire fashion, big price for Mark Cassie, only a 49 buyer speed figure, but it was a 49 buyer for a 2-year-old. This does seem like a tough spot off a 7-month layoff.
Yeah, I mean, she's hard to like off of that only win so far. I realized it was on a synthetic surface, but it was a slow race.
Money for Row completes the field. And as we take a look at our top selections for this race, that's where I'm going. Money for Row finished ahead of the number one, the morning line favorite, Go to Go, 2 starts back in that allowance race. Went in behind the sharp Gams Mission, who's running in the Grade 1 Belmont Oaks for Cherie DeVoe on Saturday. I thought Money for Row ran fine that day, sort of a mid-track trip, swung to the outside, finished okay. In a similar situation in the Regret, a race in which he was again beaten by Gams Mission. Mid-pack, swung to the outside, lacked some pop. Curious to see what she does on a synthetic surface. Needs some pace, wants the distance.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with any of that, Dan. I thought she ran really well 2 starts back as well, and she ran fine in the Regret last time. This is a better spot for her. I don't know about the surface for her, but I suspect she'll handle it. She's another horse who feels like she's just going to need the right trip in there because she doesn't have a lot of speed.
Our Flash Drive is where Mike's going, and we saw from that video that this filly has some ability. I am not concerned at all, as Mike mentioned, about her stretching out in distance. It should be just what the doctor ordered. He's going 3-1-2-5. I'll take a shot with Money for Row, 8-1 on the morning line. I like the quality of competition she faced on the turf down at Churchill Downs. 7-1-3-2 for me. In the Grade 3, Selene kicking off a 20-cent late pick 5 at Woodbine on Saturday. Best of luck.